This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in. Is it Monday? Yes, it is. We can confirm all the way around, all of us feel the Monday. However, we're here together. So we've got some sunshine on the way. It's going to be a beautiful day, and we're making it through. Let's just put it that way. All of us have had a little bit of a struggle today. You might be having a little bit of a struggle. Come on in. This is a safe space. Welcome in. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM. We are inside the Simply Superior studio on the Opry Plaza. I'm Kelly Sutton, Charlie Meadows, Annie Nye, Jeff Roberts is upstairs.
I feel like I may have contributed to this because early this morning I played, remember Steve Azar's big hit, I Don't Have to Be Me Till Monday?
Oh,
and,
yes.
And like it is Monday, so that was not the right song to play.
Why would
it's
you
sort
do
of like a
something
bad
like
omen
that?
for the day.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, I meant it to be humorous. Apparently not so.
We're just working through some technical difficulties, but we're on the air. I see us, and we look good, right?
You do, yes.
Thanks.
Again, collectively, you do, yes.
Oh, we are happy that you're here with us. It is going to be a fantastic show because we have some friends that are coming in. The Flat River Band will be in here. You know that's always a party. We love hanging out with them.
We first met them. I remember walking into the Opry House one night, and Larry Gatlin had just pulled up. So he's walking up with me, and he goes, hey, I got guests for you. I'm like, okay. He goes, this band, they're incredible. They covered one of our songs. We're going to do the background vocals on it. And that's when we first met the Flat River Band about 4 or 5 years ago. And they got brand new music, so excited to visit with them.
Yeah, they're going to be in studio with us, so stay tuned for that. We're talking a lot of things happening in our country music headlines. A new book coming to the Opry that Laney's a part of. Tucker Wetmore telling us about his album. It was a fantastic weekend of shows. You can fill us in a little bit on what was going on down at the Ryman. Charlie, I know you were there with our boy Chase Matthew.
And Ringo Starr was about 40 feet from where we're sitting this morning.
I mean, what's not to love? We have a lot of people in town.
Truly Music City, right?
It really is Music City.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning. We've got lots to discuss. Come on in, grab another cup of coffee. Let's get into it. It's time for entertainment headlines this morning. And I have to say, hats off to Ashley Cook. So Ashley released a new song. It's with Joe Jonas. She was performing at Country Radio Seminar. We talked a lot about that last week. It's a big conference. Everybody comes into town for it. She was a part of the New Faces show. That's, first of all, a huge honor because that is voted on by all of your peers. So everyone that has a vote is like a country music, either programmer or works at a radio station. They get to vote on 5 acts that get to perform in front of everyone. So it's a pretty big deal, right? So she was chosen. But like icing on the cake, at the very end of her set, she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe Jonas." A Jonas brother comes out and sings their new song together. But then that's not the only thing. This is what I found out. So I'm kind of obsessed with the song. I absolutely love it. We're going to play it for you here in just a second. But when you start looking at who wrote it, Charlie Puth is also one of the writers. And if you're not familiar, he's just like so crazy talented. I love him.
He should be a bigger artist.
He should be a bigger artist. Thank you very much, Taylor. Okay. Charlie Puth is truly, he's incredible. But he's one of the writers on this, as is Ashley, Joe Jonas, and Joey Moy. Joey is, of course, one of the big-time producers here in town. So you're wondering, what's the name of the song? It's called All I Forgot. I really am. I'm loving this song. Also, Ashley is coming out strong this year because she's got that song. She performed it on the New Faces Showcase on Friday night. She also, earlier in the week, performed at Brooklyn Bowl and brought out her buddy Jordan Davis. So, like, she said, you know what? I'm here, and I want you guys to listen to me, and here are all my friends, and they co-sign everything I did. She was out on tour with Jordan, if you remember. She has her own tour. She's going to be doing dates in Boston, New York, and Uncasville, Connecticut, right? Mohegan Sun?
Uncasville. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's got all of it listed at Ashley Cook, that's Cook with an E on the end.com.
And then she's heading out on the Kane Brown tour.
It's going to be great. I love her so much. All right, Tyler Hubbard, I love you, and this makes me love you even more because you're just a Georgia boy down deep. So I saw this, and it might be an older story. I've been told it might be an older story. But he was in Georgia, apparently decided to get a little cardio in. He was going to run to the gym a guy recognizes him and offers him a ride, and well, the rest is history. Take a listen.
You know where 180 Fitness is? I can take y'all there. Let's do it, huh?
Riding to the gym in style. Our boy Mason's hooking us up.
You can ride the bed of truck, you just gotta be sitting down here.
Okay, go
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't go inside, though.
All right.
Well, this is my buddy Mason that we just met. Thank y'all.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all just gotta stay in the bed, okay?
Hey, if y'all want to come to the Blue Note tonight, it's going down if you like country music. If y'all are off, you're welcome. You get off at 7? Here, give us your name. If y'all want to come out, really, I'll leave some tickets for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, here's how it all went down. So Tyler running alongside the road, kid recognizes him, pulls over, says, hey, do you need a ride? And Tyler's like, yeah, you know where 180 Fitness is? That's where we're going. Gets pulled over because Tyler's riding in the back of the truck and is not down in the actual bed of the truck. He's sitting on the lip. You can't do that in Georgia. You can ride in the bed of a truck. You just got to be down with your bottom on the actual bed of the truck.
Gotcha.
So the police officer said, hey, man, got to sit down. And then Tyler says, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to go to my show? And so the cop comes to the show, as well as Mason, the kid that gave him a ride. And I'm like,
I love that.
tell me you're from Georgia without telling me you're from Georgia.
That's great.
Hop in the bed of a truck, get in a lift, get pulled over, and invite both of them to your show. Hopefully they're both Tyler Hubbard fans. I don't know. They are now. Okay, a new Forever stamp is being released, and it is one of my absolute favorite actors of all time, Betty White. Right? This is perfect. The Betty White Forever stamp was just unveiled. It commemorates the actress's warmth and charisma and wit, it says on here. That's so cute. Little purple polka dotted blouse is what she is wearing, with a violet covered background, and her name is printed in white underneath her portrait. Forever USA is printed below her name in violet text.
Well, years before Dancing with the Stars, even years before Golden Girls, Sue Ann Nivens as the happy homemaker on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh, I forgot all of that.
And she was sassy on that show.
Was she
Oh, yeah.
really?
She had the hots for Lou.
Did
Lou
not
Grant.
realize
Oh,
that.
big time. Yeah, big
Gotta
time.
go back and watch it. Definitely Golden Girls, one of my absolute favorites. Her career was 75 years long.
Yeah. And married to Alan Ludden, who was famous for hosting Password and many other game shows as well.
The stamp is at the Los Angeles Zoo and Botanical Gardens, where White was a trustee. That's where they unveiled it. So congratulations. That is very, very cool. Okay, everybody. We are coming up in just a little bit, going to be rewinding to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry.
Dierks Bentley.
Dierks Bentley is going to be there for us.
This is before she hated him.
This is. I actually have this hat, I do believe. And then we are going to welcome into the studio the Flat River Band. Brothers Andy, Chad, and Denny Joe will be here in the studio.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
We will open the doors and let people in just about any time, but if they're carrying a box of treats, then the door opens even wider and even faster. And they brought us cookies this morning. So we are very excited that they're here. Hey, we would have let y'all in anyway, but like
That's
I
nice
said,
of you, Kelly.
this is really good. The Flat River Band is with us. We got Chad, Andy, Denny, Joe. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for bringing us sweet treats. You actually sent us some cookies like for Valentine's Day too.
Yeah, well,
We're just looking out for y'all.
I know.
yeah,
well,
we're
I'm
actually on a
sorry.
diet.
Sounded
right
hard,
now,
didn't it?
It did. I was like, wait.
That sounded like a brick.
These are for Valentine's Day.
Those
I
weren't
mean,
from Valentine's Day. Those are special ordered, but you sounded like you may need a cup of coffee with those.
okay, these are dunkers.
harder.
A little biscotti in the morning. That's what
That
it is.
sounded hard.
Well, it's Love Run and Old Fashioned Love. And aptly, those are both songs, right?
Yeah, isn't it?
Look
Excited
at what
about
you
it.
did. So
Oh, yeah.
So
They are a little hard.
It was a good save though when the cookie becomes
You're not supposed
biscotti. I like that. That's a good
fine.
save.
Hey, give it to your guests.
They're paperweights.
We're still going to eat them. Don't you worry. We are still going to
Those
eat
are not from Valentine's Day. Those were picked up yesterday. They may be a little hard. I don't know, but
They're fine.
eat them with a cup of coffee or give them to the folks.
I'd give them to your guest.
Our guest. Well, we've got Sierra Hall coming in later. You'll hear about it later. Well, thank you guys for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having us, you
Talk
guys.
to us
Appreciate
about
it.
what's been happening with you.
We've been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Chad just woke up a while ago.
We just
and-
literally just flew in from Vegas. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, and we was playing out there, and then before that, we just been traveling the country. So we've just been spreading some 3-part harmony all around, and
North Carolina, Arkansas, and Georgia before that. So
we've
hammering,
been really, really busy.
hammering down.
Yeah.
Do you have to write down where you are so you know? Or do you ever forget?
Occasionally that will happen,
Yeah.
matter of fact.
That's okay.
Our road manager does a good job of kind of keeping us in line,
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing worse than saying good evening and it's the wrong city. 'Cause they let you know
Hello,
really
Milwaukee.
quickly.
That's happened
That's
before.
right.
Yeah.
So what were y'all doing in Vegas?
We were playing out there at a place called Stoney's.
Okay.
Stoney's Country
Rockin'
Bar.
Country.
Is there gambling at Stoney's?
There's not.
I didn't see any.
There's
games,
a lot
but
of
there's
line dancing.
Line dancing.
a lot
It's
of
back,
line.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. I was just wanting to get out there and do the Macarena, but I mean, it's just me.
Maybe not. I remember when it came around the first time.
yeah.
Well, it was actually probably around the second time. But watching people go out and line dance for hours and hours, and
They
I'm
didn't
like,
ever stop the whole time we played. They didn't
No,
stop.
yeah.
that's so fascinating.
Matter of fact, we didn't play till 10 o'clock that night, but they actually had a class from 7:30 to 8:30 on teaching people how to line dance.
Please tell me you were picking up some of that choreography. Please.
Oh, Andy's going to do some moves for you a little bit later.
He's gonna do some moves for y'all.
Y'all clear it out. We're going to make some space over here. That's Ryman Wood from the Ryman
That's what
Auditorium.
I was thinking.
Nothing like line dancing on
cool.
some of that.
There's been a lot of Coach Buck dance on this floor.
That's right. That's exactly right. But you've also been putting out music.
Yeah.
So tell us about what's been happening creatively with the music end of it.
Well, creatively, it's been a 3-ring circus.
Okay, great.
Literally.
Really has.
Literally.
a 3-ring circus.
No, we've been writing and writing songs and making babies here in Middle Tennessee, doing our part to contribute to country music
And the population.
and the population. But we released 2 songs, Old Fashioned Love and a song called Love Run. And a fellow by the name of what's his name?
Buck Moore.
Which he's passed away. He was a co-writer on Paint Me a Birmingham. And then Troy Seals also was a co-writer on this.
Love Run.
Yeah, on Love Run. And he wrote 7 Spanish Angels. Great writer. And then Nathan Belt was another co-writer on this song called Love Run. So we've had this in our back pocket for a long time because actually Buck Moore, we were playing at a little small venue just west of town. And he pitched it to us. He goes, I can hear you boys singing this.
It's probably been 10 years ago. Or
Yeah, at
more.
least 10 years
been a while.
ago. But that's the power of a song, right?
Yeah.
Here in Middle Tennessee, you know
has
what I mean?
stay power.
Everybody and their brother's a songwriter, but if it's a good song, it's a good song. So it's been lasted. Actually, we've always jammed around on the song, and we decided let's record that thing.
That's so fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it when it finds its way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys literally have been playing music your whole lives,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Family band to start
Yep.
off. How
Yeah.
long as the Flat River Band, the 3 of you?
I think we're going on 16 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So it's always interesting where you find someone on their journey, because the first time you joined us, it was Larry Gatlin
Yeah.
who suggested you
Yep.
guys come
Sure.
in, and
Yeah.
and that turned out to be a crazy friendship because the Gatlin brothers sang harmony for you guys, and it was
God.
it was just so cool.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was
What's
So much in
really
common with those guys.
Yeah, what's really crazy is that's how we learned to sing harmony. Mom would
Listen.
put in
It's to all the
It
Golden
is crazy.
California.
All the
Three
Golden
brothers,
California.
three brothers. And you're right, we do have a lot in common with them. Chad reminds me of Uncle Larry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We barely can get a word in.
All right, but which one of you is Rudy? That's my question. That's the question right there. That's Andy. Andy,
You're Rudy?
Sorry to hear that, Andy.
Great.
Hey,
Thanks,
you know,
Steve.
one crazy thing that I never, for as well as I know, all those Gatlin hits. Yeah. Until Larry Gatlin said this in studio, it never dawned on me. But every single one of those 30-something top 40 songs, and I can't tell you how many number ones, every single one starts with the chorus.
Yeah.
There's not one song that starts with the verse. Isn't that crazy?
I know
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
I know it. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Songwriting 101 from Larry Gatlin.
So how often do you get somebody who goes and sees you, and then in the merch table they'll say, I remember seeing you guys at Dollywood. I remember seeing you guys at Branson. Is it generational?
We have had that before, you know. We have. And
We've evolved a lot since then.
Yeah, we have.
I use that word.
Evolved. I like that.
I call it aging, but to each his own.
We've grown.
Yes.
We've grown out.
Well, we're going to play Old Fashioned Love. I'm going to open the cookie that says Old Fashioned Love just
Make
to
wager
see.
whether it's hard or not.
Okay, I'll give it a little taste test if I can get it open. It is sealed, so there's that. That's very nice.
That's not from Valentine's Day.
I'm going to use my teeth.
You've already said that 3 times
I
now.
know. He wants us to know that it is.
I really don't believe
It
it.
really is.
So give us the backstory on Old Fashioned Love.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Oh, it's
Well.
fresh. It's fresh.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
You didn't chip a tooth or nothing?
No, it's soft. Very nice.
Wow.
Well
Good
done.
job,
Thank
Andy.
you. Thank you,
You
Andy.
Well,
implemented
I didn't
that.
make them.
Yeah.
So
He picked him up, though.
I did pick 'em up.
Old-fashioned love kind of stems from, well, since we released our last vinyl, I've been kind of listening to more vinyl records.
He started
you know.
paying a little more closer attention to his wife, and
I'm in my second and final marriage here. You know what I mean?
it's important.
That is important.
I know.
So, you know, I'm that's the softer side of me, I guess you'd say,
Okay.
on old-fashioned love. Yeah.
We'll just call it a very tasty song.
Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're hanging out with the Flat River Band this morning. Just came walking in, and they've got 2 love songs that they've been sharing with us. The one we just played for y'all is Old Fashioned Love. We're going to get Love Run live in the studio here in just a minute. Before we get to that, talk to us about how you met the Gatlins, because you obviously grew up listening to them. So what was the story? How did that first meeting go?
you know what? We actually grew up listening to them, but my dad had an old Thunderbird, and we actually learned how to sing 3-part harmony to All the Golden California, and we were hanging out in the basement one day, just running through some songs, and Chad came up with this harebrained idea. He said, "Man, we need to learn one of their songs." And so we picked out their first #1 hit, which was in 1976, called
I Wish You Were Someone I Loved.
I Wish You Were Someone I Loved. And we just we threw a work tape together on it, and just I thought, you know what? This is what country music needs. This is a traditional
Down the line.
Yeah. So we actually had our PR firm get a hold of his PR firm, and he had about 4 other gatekeepers you had to go through to get to Larry.
Of course, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, totally out of control. But
I hope he's listening this morning. I really do.
but we sent that over to him, and he's like, "Man, of all the songs," he goes, "This is like one of the most controversial songs I've ever written. It's so risque, you know." It's like, we're like, "Well, this is a cool song. This is your first #1." So we ended up. He said, "Well, let's go in the studio and cut it." And we went back to the studio that they actually recorded it in 1976. The actual studio they cut it in. The same owner. I don't even think that studio last year they tore it down, didn't they?
I'm not certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way,
It's hard for me to keep up.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite.
Oh, wow.
It was quite an experience.
Well, the Gatlins are not the only Opry stars you guys have collaborated with, because Jeannie Seeley has found her way onto a record too.
Yeah, she has.
Boy, you only go for the characters apparently. Yeah, Seeley and Gatlin. You know.
There are two. It's funny you say that because they are like 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a big personality to hang out with these
Well, this
three,
is true.
just to hold your own.
Take someone special. That's for sure.
So tell us about Love Run.
Love Run is a song that we heard, I guess, probably 10, 12 years ago, and when we were playing off a little dive bar out in off River Road with John Scott Sherrill. I don't know if you know John.
Oh, of course, yeah.
He wrote
He's
Church
been a
on the
guest. Yeah, he's
Church
been a
on the
guest.
Cumberland Road. We used to back him up when we first moved to town. He's the one that told us and I'll never forget it. I'm actually thinking about getting a tattoo that says, if you live in Nashville, you have to have leather skin. That was one of the things he pounded in my head when we first moved here. But anyway, he introduced us to a bunch of other songwriters. We were playing one night. He said, "You guys realize you're the only person in this basement of this bar, rock basement bar, that had never had a number one hit." And we're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Thanks.
That's cool. Yeah. We met the gentleman that wrote "Paint Me a Birmingham" for
Buck Moore.
Yeah.
Buck Moore, and he
Which is
pitched us
passed
a
on.
song. He said, "Man, you guys could tear this song up, throw some 3-part harmony on it." So we learned it, and we just we never did record this song, and we were just talking about songs that we've written or we really love that we haven't recorded. We're like, we gotta record this song. So that's really how it happened.
The story of Love Run.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
we have a cookie for it. You want to try this one?
It's
Can I toss
not
it to
stale.
you? All right. Charlie's going to taste Love Run to see if it has enough mandolin flavor. We're going to have the guys play it live for us this morning. Oh, those harmonies in this space. Oh, they sound so good.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks
tough
for
to hit in
doing
the morning, Kelly.
Is it? Is that? Charlie says there are songs you sing at 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. So that one's more of an 8 p.m.er.
Yeah.
It
That's an
sounds
8
great.
p.m.er.
It sounds really great. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about God Bless the Radio. Y'all mentioning us, shouting us out, feeling the love for WSM. Thanks for always doing that.
Oh, man.
We love you guys.
Yeah,
we
we
love
actually
WSM. too.
We do love W. We actually mention you all every time we play that song. So
Yeah.
Oh,
you get
really?
mentions all across the United States.
Do we owe you money for that?
I know.
Maybe.
right?
I mean, we could discuss that.
Somewhere, someone's like, "Shut up, Kelly. Shut up. Don't talk about that." Good stuff. All right, so where are y'all headed after this? You're going to be home for a little bit.
Yep. We have a string of shows in Texas.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Spring of shows in Texas.
We do.
Yeah.
We play quite a bit in Texas. We feel like we get a lot of Flat River Band love down there. So
Is there a favorite place? I mean, not to pick favorites, but is there like a space that you get to play in that you're like,
we do a
"Man,
lot of fairs and festivals down there. We don't do a lot
Really?
of clubs and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Down. We do a lot of fairs and festivals in Texas. So
favorite fair food?"
Oh, wow.
I'm a barbecue nacho guy myself.
Texas. You can't
Brisket.
go to Texas without having the barbecue.
Yeah,
have
the
favorite-
barbecue's legit.
Yeah, the brisket is unbelievable.
We're a big fan of Rudy's Barbecue in Texas. We eat there twice. If we go down and play a weekend, we'll eat there twice.
Yeah.
They should at least give you guys like some
We're-
vouchers.
We're
Thank you.
talking.
I know,
We're in
we're
talks
talking
about
about
that.
You could take them some cookies and you guys could swap.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do a little exchange, the cookies for the
Yes.
barbecue. Listen, we love when you guys come in, and we love when you're here with us.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
Well, you're coming for the music, but you'll stay for the fashion talk because that's what we've been discussing. Sierra Hull walked in, and we have not stopped chatting since. You look so cute in your new Opry merch. You have on one of the Opry shirts that is a collaboration that we've done with Imogene and Willie, which is a fantastic store here in Nashville. And you were one of our models for the new line.
Yeah, I was lucky to get to be called in, I mean, I'm a girl, I love some clothes. So I was just like, I'm Gene and Willie plus the Opry. If that isn't a Nashville collab made in heaven, I don't know what is, so.
I just love it so much.
So I thought, I would wear
Cute.
it today, just, when in Rome, right?
Perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect.
They have a pair of hot dog socks that I think I'm going to splurge on.
Yes.
Those
Hey,
are
I
my
know you love
favorites.
your socks.
I have
few-
Sierra Hull socks
A
in
few
my
years ago,
collection too, by the
Charlie
way.
sent me a photo and he goes, check out my new socks. And he had my mandolin socks on.
And I wore them 3 weeks ago when we worked the rhyming together. Yep.
Oh, see?
This guy, see, he knows some fashion. Mandolin and hot dog socks. That's
it.
about all you need.
That's my thing
there.
right there. Yep.
Well, and I got to see you on the carpet at the CMA Awards. You looked gorgeous.
You did too, girl.
Do you have fun doing those things?
I actually do. I think
Okay.
it's fun to just be able to get dolled up every once in a while. It's so out of the norm to be able to just, kind of step into that world and everybody just get all gussied up in their, their biggest hair and, shiniest things. So it's fun.
And, here's something that's interesting. I hadn't thought about it until you sat down, but being at an event like ACMs or CMAs, that's one thing. And we know what that looks like. We know what people are going to wear. When you go to the Grammys, That is a totally different vibe. How do you even know what you're going to wear on a Grammys red carpet?
I mean, it's one of those things, you just kind of find something you like and hope for the best, right?
Do you
hope
feel
it's
like
something we were talking about, certain jeans or different things that,
Right.
might be more standing outfits than sitting outfits. So, Grammy Day's a long day. So you gotta be prepared to have something that you feel good about, but you
Right.
can also stand to be in for quite some time.
Do you feel the pressure to be like, I have to wear something that kind of represents Americana country flavor? Or is it just like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear?
I think that, we all probably have our thing that we tend to lean into, you know, something. And so naturally, I think just given the world I come from, where I grew up, like kind of your general fashion sense, you always kind of have a little bit of that you carry with you, but not really. I don't usually think about it. I'm just kind of like, oh, is this something fun and exciting to wear? And, kind of go from there.
Can I quote our friends Riders in the Sky?
Yes.
Their Grammy experience. There's Beyonce, there's Bruce Springsteen, there's Eminem. We were the only ones there I've never heard of. I love that bit. Then of course they go into the Toy Story stuff where they won the Grammy.
gosh.
So
those
fantastic. So congratulations on all the things that have been happening for you, which is humongous. And you have a new album now. So how long
It's coming, yeah.
How long has it been in the works?
For quite a while. So my last record came out in 2020, and about a week into the pandemic, I got to do maybe like 3 shows, and then the world shut down. So I never really got to tour that record, and I've had a very busy touring year the last few years, which in part, was what started to excite me about working on new music, being home during the pandemic, writing a lot. And then once I could finally put a band back together to actually go out and tour sort of on the heels of the record that I didn't get to tour. By that point, it was already a year and a half old. It kind of felt exciting to play that music live really for the first time, but also I had this like fresh inspiration for like the next chapter. So started exploring that with my touring band, and this is my first independent release. So there's a lot of kind of things in this particular moment that's quite exciting, just in terms of, I've been on Rounder Records my whole career up until now, signed with them when I was like 13. So I feel like in some ways I'm doing things a little bit reverse order. Like a lot of times people, start their career independent in hopes of getting signed. It was like, this is an exciting chapter for me to get to explore what it means to really kind of be in the driver's seat for what kind of feels like the first time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure it was the right moment to release it. So it's been, like a couple years in the works at least.
Right.
You can pre-save where you stream. You can also pre-order the CD and the vinyl. The
That's
limited
right.
edition is already sold out.
I know.
That's but you can get the traditional black vinyl at Sierra Holding.
I think we might end up doing another color variant since that one's sold out.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautifully. The cover art is just stunning.
Thank you.
It's a gorgeous cover.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So when you said that you're doing this and it's all on your own, that has to be a two-sided coin, because A, it's very freeing, but also it's all on you. Is it scary?
It's a little bit scary. This album is called A Tiptoe High Wire, and there's a lyric in, I think, the song that you're going to share here in a minute called Spitfire off of the album that says, Queen of a Tiptoe High Wire, and the song's about my granny and sort of her life and, kind of overcoming tragedies. It's about my granny, but sort of like, just a song and a message of, resilience for all of us. We know somebody like that who's lived through a lot and kind of presses forward in this way of strength and this, amazing fearlessness. And so, when I start thinking about this chapter of my life or start getting, whatever, I think about my granny, and how lucky I was to have all these people in my life who weren't scared of nothing, or even if they were, did a good job of pressing forward anyway. So it's a little scary. Kind of does feel like walking out onto this high wire in a way. But it's also so exciting. There's a real thrill in it all at the same time.
All right, we're going to play it right now. It's Spitfire. You're hearing it on Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM with Sierra Hull.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
She's in studio with us this morning. The new album, A Tiptoe High Wire, is coming out on March the 7th, and there's going to be a big old party because you're going to be at Brooklyn Bowl that night as well. Sierra Hull, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
And talking about all the new music. So in putting this together, what was the oldest song that you had?
Well, so the first single we released off the album is a song called Boom.
Okay.
And that probably might be the oldest song. I wrote that with my buddy Adam Wright here in Nashville, a great songwriter. And it kind of felt fitting to have that be the first single because it was one of the first songs I kind of workshopped with the band and decided, hey, let's go in the studio. And at the time, I wasn't really sure if it would be a single or if this would become an album. And, kind of just started booking some sessions in between. That's kind of, I think, was the beauty of being in the independent spaces. It kind of just felt like, you want to book a studio day, just go in and record and sort of see where the inspiration takes you. So that was one of the earliest songs and kind of felt like a great opening to the record and the first thing to kind of share with folks.
How much can you do at home between what you and Justin have
recording?
at the house? Yeah.
Quite a bit, actually. Yeah. On this record, most of it was done, in like actual studios here in Nashville. But definitely, I mean, Justin in particular, he plays so many instruments and he's able to, basically be a one-man band.
I was going to say,
you
get together.
So he's been doing more producing and he does a lot of session work and overdubs for people in our little home studio. So, yeah. So
I was looking at your tour dates, and once you start in a week, you really don't stop until late May, and then there's even a few more after that. But it's a lot of dates and a lot of solo dates. But then I ventured down to the West Coast, and you're out there on the Outlaw Festival with Willie and Bob Dylan and Billy Strings, and what an experience that's going to be.
Oh, so excited. Yeah. I mean, it's like Billy and I have been friends for such a long time, and we end up collaborating quite a bit in various settings, whether it's my shows or his shows. And so that'll be fun to be out there with our friends. But I mean, to also get to join Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan, these two legendary folks. It's like the perfect combo, really, of getting to be with these legends, getting to be with our friends and Billy's band. And we're just so excited.
And you have sung with Willie on stage.
I have got to, be on stage with Willie a couple times now, and I mean, he just still sounds good as ever.
But Dylan is the wild card here.
He's the wild card. We'll see what happens there. But I'm going to be in the cheering section every night. I can promise you that.
It's so interesting because we start thinking about collaborations and all the collaborations that you've done because we'll just be looking around. We're like, oh wait, Sierra's on this one with him. Oh wait, there she is. Are there certain people that you got the call and then you had way more fun than you anticipated?
That does happen, honestly. It's funny. It's like you never really know what to expect. I mean, like even going back to this guy named Corey Wong that I've done a lot of stuff with that I didn't. He's a member of the band Wolfpack. Some folks may know him from that, but a great kind of funk guitarist, and his band has 6 horns, and it's just such a different atmosphere than what you would normally find a tiny little mandolin in, but somehow just worked and was such a fun collaboration to get to do a bunch of stuff with him. I was also recently part of a few dates with the Allman Betts revival, and I did play a little bit electric on some of that, so that's a fun kind of different thing to get to do. But then to be in the midst of like this southern rock, amps turned up to 10, and then they let me come out and we do something acoustic, it's like such a special juxtaposition to get to step into these worlds sometimes, and like that wasn't a call I expected to get. You never know who's gonna ring, and and then you think, oh well, that actually ended up being a really, really fun time with wonderful people that become friends too.
And it was great seeing you with Dirks and Molly and Bronwyn. Yes,
I mean, and Dirks, of course, country music superstar, but also, we claim him in the bluegrass world too.
His heart is bluegrass.
I mean, we love him so, and he's such a champion for roots music and us bluegrassers, and could not find a nicer human. So anytime Dirks gives me a ring, I'm there if I can be there.
Well, especially live, bluegrass, southern rock, and jazz to me have one very common thread running through all three. And especially live, it's verse chorus, about 9 to 12 minutes of solo, and then back to verse chorus. Because you can stretch it out because the musicianship is just insanely good every single night.
Yeah, there's a lot of improvisation, which is fun. Makes every show and every experience something unique.
Well, we've got the mandolin out.
Yep, always.
What are you going to do with this? She's like, it's with me permanently. You wanted to do "Come Out of My Blues"?
Yeah. This is a song I wrote with a great. We were talking about my I'm Gene and Willie Opry T-shirt. Well, I was telling you they gave me a John Prine T-shirt, John Prine Essentials, you know, and I've loved me some John Prine, as all of us have for so long. But he wrote some great songs also with one of Nashville's own songwriters, Pat McLaughlin.
Oh, yeah.
And so Pat and I wrote this song together, and you know, I had loved stuff he had written with John, and I thought, you know, what a joy it would be to get together. And so we wrote this song and had my buddy Tim O'Brien come in and sing it. This is Come Out of My Blues.
Birds are singing right outside my door, songs I never heard them singing before. I'm loving on you and the things you do. Let's go walking for a mile or two. Give me a minute so I can find my shoes. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. I hear lately it's been going round. It gets lonely when the sun sinks down. This here living gets complicated. Every little thing gets you all frustrated. Been tied up, but I'm cutting it loose. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Out of my blues. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Sometimes the world tries to drain you dry, sneaks up on you and you don't know why. Full-blown crazy, half insane, pointing a finger with nobody to blame. But hey, hey, baby, I've got good news. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Out of my blues. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Birds are singing right outside my door, songs I never heard them singing before. I'm loving on you and the things you do. Let's go walking for a mile or two. Give me a minute so I can find my shoes. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Out of my blues. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues. Out of my blues, and that's good news. I think I'm beginning to come out of my blues.
Sierra Hall, thank you for coming by.
Hey,
we love
thanks for
seeing
having
you.
me.
That
Always
new
a joy.
album, Tiptoe Highwire, is going to be out on March 7th. You're going to be at Brooklyn Bowl. Tickets are available, and everything is right there on your website at sierrahall.com.
Yes, and I'll just say a quick mention. We'll also be joined by special guest Molly Tuttle and Bela Fleck for that show.
Oh, wow.
So the icing on the
Whoa.
cake. We're excited. I mean, a Nashville show's always special because you can have friends. So we're particularly excited for that one.
I love it. And keep up the modeling job. You're doing a great
Thank you,
job
girl.
with
Yes.
all your stuff from the Opry merch.
Thank
Sierra
you.
Hall live in studio with us. There's more on Coffee, Country, and Cody.